also we'd like to thank him for allowing us the opportunity to worship him in spirit and in truth. Alright? So, with that being said, we have a message today entitled, Beware of Babylonian Mammon Worship. Be aware of Babylonian Mammon worship. Be aware of Babylonian Mammon worship. So, we need to deal with this just a little bit because basically, Mammon is dealing with money and wealth and riches. The Lord warned us about that. Yet and still, when we come into the knowledge of the truth, we so far into the system by the time we awaken that the principles of Babylon have already been pushed upon us to the point where they're normal, right? And God's word is abnormal, right? So what we have, and a lot of times we never go back and reteach ourselves what God has to say when it comes to money and wealth, right? We just continue. We deal with the religious aspect, not saying religion, but the religious aspect of or the worship aspect of the Lord once we come into the truth. But we never go and deal with the money and the resources which directly affect your spiritual walk, right? Because the physical, no matter what you say, the physical impacts the spiritual. I learned this when he had to bring Israel out of Egypt because they could not serve him in a state of bondage. When he was performing signs and miracles and wonders, things that we look back on now, we like, man, I can't see how they didn't get it, Well, the man turned the sea to blood, but yet it's still, at 808, they had to go out and get straw and bricks and build pyramids. So he bringing in swarms of flies and lice, and he turned the city dark for 3 days, but as soon as that light hit, you better get out there and get them pyramids built. So the state of bondage or overwork, right? It impacts how you worship and it limits your time with God. And a lot of times this is what the Lord was really trying to get us to see. It's hard for us to keep the law with the principles we learned in Babylon because we learned oppression and robbery and usury, which things the Torah teach us against. We come into the knowledge of the truth and we go out and we deal the same way with the world. So he calling us out of Babylon. Right, so we always use this and deal with it religiously, but he calling us out of Babylon more fundamentally too, right? More in real life, right? More dealing with your resources, right? So basically, what I'm saying is he calling us out of Babylon all the way around, right? It ain't just spiritual; it's spiritually and physically. Because you know what he said. He said, I need you to serve me with your whole mind, your whole body, and soul. So he didn't leave out any aspect of it. See, a lot of times, especially when we come to the truth, we like to deal with the Lord when it comes to religion, but we so stingy, definitely don't want to give out money. Because you hear a statement like, God don't need money, he owns the whole world. Huh? What I'm going to give a pastor money for, he just going to do such. Well, first of all, listen. You're not giving it to the pastor, you're giving it to God. Once they leave your hand, your offering is not to the pastor, your offering or your first fruits is supposed to be to the Lord. If it's not to the Lord, it's already tainted. Right? So we just want to go and deal with some elementary principles if we can. Hopefully we'll go and we'll get what he says in the law about money and different things, and then we'll see him calling us out of the ways of Babylon. Because Babylon is dealing with oppression. It's dealing with robbery and violence. Right? And a lot of times the saints, they still take on this mindset. Come up. See, it's hidden under the banner of competition. That's why he called those systems beasts, because that's how you live. Right? You don't live like me, you live like beasts, always eating at each other and devouring one another up under the banner of competition. Wow. You destroy your brother and your sister, you oppress your neighbor because everybody is trying to one up the next man. That's right? What in the job system, what they create the job system based off who can prevail over who. Right? And then we always gotta have the rats. The snitches, right? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So let's start out Matthew the 6th chapter. We'll take a little detour. Because Christ is warning us Christ is warning. And this is the thing we try to do the most. Truth be told, if I could just keep it real one time, this is what we try to do the most. You come into the knowledge of the truth, you think you Superman spiritually now.
Okay.
But the man is warning you. If Christ is warning you, this means this is a big deal. Right? We've been overlooking it. So we're going to start at verse 19. Okay, this is Matthew the 6th chapter, verse 19. And a lot of the, once we get to Revelations 18th chapter, a lot of the language where Paul was writing, he drew it from the prophets. Remember, we always got to go back to the prophets. Because God said, I will do nothing unless I reveal my secrets to my servants, the prophets. So they know, they wrote about it. It would be wise for us to go back. We're going to start at the 19th verse. All right, this is Matthew 6, verse 19. Harken to the scripture.
Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth.
That's what we do. We good at that. Or we try to be good at it. A lot of us don't prevail. But the thing is, we spend our whole life working towards this. Why? Because you've been born in a system that has trained you to do this. You compete. You go and get a degree. If that one ain't good, you get a better degree. Right? If that one ain't good, you get a trade on top of that. Right? You keep going until you reach a level where you can stack up wealth. And the truth be told, when we say it's stacking up wealth, it ain't the point that you gotta be rich, but you take on the mentality. Right? So you can be poor, you can still have that rich man's mentality. And you can do yourself a lot of harm. Because the spiritual man needs to be fed too. And that's what we leave out. So he said, don't lay up treasures on the earth for yourself. This is why, come on.
Where moth and rust doth corrupt.
That's right. So basically, they're corruptible. At some point in time, he tell you sometimes riches have wings. Money is a means of exchange. It come and go. Here today, gone tomorrow. You might have it. Well, it's just, we just need to use it just like that. All right, but go ahead.
And where thieves break through and steal.
See, but our problem is we worship the money. And they have brainwashed. They even put it on the dollar bill. What they got written on it? God we trust. And indeed you do. See, that's why we can't worship God. God like we want to, because our job is in the way. You can't come to the feast that your job won't allow. But I thought your God was king over everything. But anyway, don't let me go there. I'm just saying, got that slave wage mentality. Right? We still slaves. We just wage slaves. Right? But go ahead.
20.
Yes.
But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven.
See, this is where we struggle. This is where we struggle. So right away we got a contrast. Right? We got treasures, lay up treasures in heaven versus lay up treasures on earth. He said, don't lay up treasures on earth. They're going to pass away along with this earth. The system, everything is going to pass away. Right? But the treasures in heaven, they're eternal. So you building them up for yourself, right? Come on.
Where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt.
That's right. Ain't no corruption with the treasures you laid up in heaven. Come on.
And where thieves do not break through nor steal.
That's right. What else?
For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
See, that's the key. The treasure is going to be wherever your heart is. That's automatic. Wherever you spend the most time, whatever you delight in the most, that's your treasure. You know what you're going to do? You're going to find a way to make it work. You're going to get that treasure. So it's important for us that the Lord be our treasure. But he's telling you. He's going to tell us, he ain't got to, he ain't going to jump the gun. Go ahead.
22.
Yes, sir.
The light of the body is the eye.
Mm-hmm.
If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light.
That's right. The eye, that's your mind or your conscience, right? You can't be talking about being double-minded, right? Don't be tossed to and fro. You can't be lukewarm, that's double-minded. If you got a singular focus, then thy whole body shall be full of light. So if God is your singular focus, he said your whole body will be full of light, right? Go ahead.
23.
Mm-hmm.
But if thine eye be evil,
Mm-hmm.
thy whole body shall be full of darkness.
Okay, so this is how we know it's talking about the conscience. Can your eye physically be good or evil? Huh? No. it means more than what it says, right? But your conscience, your mind, it could be good or evil. And that's what's going to determine if you polluted or if you're a good vessel, right? So that's what he's speaking in regards to your mind, your consciousness, where you think. He said, if your eye be evil, then your whole body is full of darkness. It's so dark that this is what's going to happen. Go ahead.
If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?
He said it's so great that the light that's in you is dark. I mean, you totally corrupted. Right? Even the good that you do is corrupted. Even the good that you do it for ulterior motive or gain, right? It's not genuine. You understand? Go ahead.
24.
Yes.
No man can serve two masters.
We can't, right? Tell the truth. Raise your hand.
No man.
I done tried it. Tell the truth. Let's be real. You tried it? I know you have. But it didn't work. Right? It don't work. No matter how hard we try, we fall out on that instance. We can't serve two masters. Because how you going to serve a God that requires everything from you and you trying to divide them up? You trying to steer some of your worship or your service towards this man or this money or this wealth. Right? Go ahead. I want y'all to get your phones out and look up the word mammon while we about to hit it. Right? Because we don't use this word, but we know what it means once we look it up. Go ahead.
For either he will hate the one and love the other.
See, this is what we figure out. I don't hate one or the other. I love them equally. You already messed up. If you love something equal with God, you're already in the negative with God. All right, go ahead.
Or else he will hold to the one that despises the other.
See?
Ye cannot.
See, if you don't hate them, okay, let's just say you don't hate them both, but what you will do is hold fast to one more than the other one, and by that you still polluted. Right? Because we don't realize what God is requiring out of us. He required everything you got. And in turn, that's how you can get the benefits. That's how you can get the blessings of God. Keeping the covenant. Because what he's telling you is, if you love something more than God, you're going to transgress the covenant. Only thing is once you transgress the covenant, it's punishment that comes with it. And what we don't know is if we'll be able to bear the punishment. We gambling, shooting dice, right? Hoping that the punishment don't be too much. That's dangerous. So it said, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. See, you despise them with your works, not with your mouth. It ain't about mouth and lip service. It's about your action. Right? So you trying to say you love God, you want to serve God, but every other Sabbath you going in and you got to do what you got to do. You say, I got to work. That's just a little quick example. Or you can't make no feast days, right? It's a little quick example. Or you doing something else. But anyway, keep going. Where you at? 24?
24.
Okay.
Ye cannot serve God and mammon.
You can't. Cannot. You see that word? You kinda can.
Cannot.
This word is equal with impossible. It's impossible for you to serve God and man. What he's telling you is you cannot serve God correctly or in an acceptable manner and mammon. Right? Mammon is what? Did y'all look it up? Just give me one word. There you go. Riches. Wealth. Right? And he ain't saying we're going to be rich or wealthy, but we striving for that. Right? That's all our focus is. He talked about our vain conversation. It be surrounded around money. He said, would you have received from your fathers? Wow. He said, by that you wasn't even redeemed by that. Since you want to put so much stock and so much value in the money, buy your soul. So really, God do kind of be putting it in your face if you can see it. You think you're rich, put a down payment on your soul. Wow. Put a down payment on your mama's soul. Everybody do that if they could. Who love their mama, right? Pay for your mama not to go to the burning lake. You can't. Come on. So what he's telling you is your focus is off. That's good. Right? Everything is temporary except for God. Come on. We got our focus in the wrong place. Reason being is because the system we come up in. He tells us in Jeremiah 10, do not learn the ways of the heathen. But we born into that. That's all we know. So it's what we trying to do is reverse what we've learned. The only way we're going to do that is by obeying the Torah. See, we want to get rid of it. Even us in the Israelite church, we can get rid of the Torah too. We talk about we keep it, but if we carefully analyze some of the principles, you're going to say, well, maybe I ain't been doing what I thought I've been doing. What's going on here? Because a lot of stuff is contrary to the system that we in. Right? So let's go forward a little bit. He said, don't worry about it. Basically, what he went on to tell you about, your life is more. Let me get that next verse.
25.
Yeah, go ahead.
Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is
right.
not the life more than meat?
So that's what he wants you to know. Don't be overly consumed about what you're going to worry with, the everyday problems. Because everyday problems is going to take you away from God. He said, by worrying about it, you can't help yourself. He said, your life should be worth more than what?
Meat.
Food.
In the body than raiment.
And clothing. Because he said, why are you seeking? This is what the Gentiles seek God. Gentiles serve devils. So they want you to serve devils like them. Why would that be important? If you're an Israelite and you wanted the covenant of God, why would that be important? Because if I can get you to sin against your God, I just created a disconnect. Therefore, you're powerless with God. Therefore, a curse can come upon you. Right? So if you up under the curse, by default, they get the blessing. Right? You are the tail, they are the head. That's how they keep you in a perpetual state of desolation or cursing. Ain't nobody telling us this. That's why the commandments are just that more important. That much more important than what we initially realized. Right, you finished that verse?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go now to Revelation 18. Revelations 18, because this is the condensed version, I'm going to have to talk some of the scriptures. But hopefully I can remember where they are. I can tell you to write them down. So, Revelations 18, verse 1. So if we go here, we know that we're going to read about Babylon the Great, right? But pay attention, because we're going to probably read majority of the chapter. So a lot of this we're going to see it's going to be dealing with merchandise, right? Because we're going to get at these businessmen today. Because they cause us to be in a lot of error. They got a lot of blood on their hands, right? They oppress a lot of people. Come on. Right? They bring in a lot of oppression. Right? We end up taking on their minds, they full of wickedness. They always scheming and dreaming. Right? They serve Mammon, right? So they set up a society where you can fall after their footsteps. Because we are living in a society where the few rule over the masses. So I need you to think like I think. So I can exploit you. Verse 1, hearken to the scripture.
And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven,
What you see?
having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory.
Okay.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying,
What do you say?
Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
That's right. So we're gonna learn something about Babylon the Great. This is a system, right? And this system it engulfs everything from education to religion to resources to buying. It's like a commercial city. A city without walls that engulf the whole world, which is built off of finance. See, the religious part, that's going to help me build more, because people spend money when it comes to religion. So I'm going to use that as one aspect to help further my mission. Well, keep going. So Babylon the Great is fallen. Go ahead.
And is become the habitation of devils.
See, this is where you live at. We live in a habitation that's full of devils. See, we think people ain't really that bad. You putting a lot on it, preacher man. You know, everybody ain't as bad as you saying. Well, what the Bible say? It said it's become the habitation of devils and
the hold of every foul spirit.
The hold of every foul spirit. Every foul spirit. Hold, like a hold is saying. Like this place is like a pagan prison. Alright? Go ahead.
And a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
That's right. Okay, when you don't want the bird to escape, you put them in a cage. So this is what Babylon the Great is, the cage of every what?
Hateful bird.
Every hateful bird. Where is this place at?
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
All nations, right? Have drunk of the wrath of her fornications. Go ahead.
And the kings of the earth had committed fornication with her.
See this key. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Even when Israel had a king. They did the same thing. This go back way back. Genesis 11. We go back that far. Don't you know we had the Most High God as our king? And we fired him? And you know what we said? Give us a king like the nations. And we're going to read what type of king they have, because I'm going to show you that Babylon the Great been around. The system of robbery and oppression and exploitation of the people, it's been around. And we wanted the same thing they did. Go ahead.
And the merchants of the earth waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Look, who waxed rich? The regular people? The common folk?
The merchants.
The merchants. The men who deal in merchandise. The businessmen. The ones who deal with buying and selling and trade and commercial commerce on a big scale. So whatever they produce is what you receive. Because we the mass, we don't have power to do nothing. So basically we eating from their hand. That's why it's important for us to know that they all have committed fornication with this system. So no matter where you go in this world, you'll find running to the same thing. That's why I tell you Satan is the king of the world. The Satan has set up a worldwide system built on commerce. It's a genius thing. You know why? Built on man. So I know this is the number one thing that's going to do what? Take you away from God. Take you away from God. And that's the key. Remember, Ezekiel 28, when he was describing Satan to us, what he was telling us about. By your wisdom and your traffic. Right? That's your merchandise, you're buying and selling. That's how you got the great riches. So that means if I'm Satan, I'm not going to get it lawfully. I'm going to beat you out of something. I'm going to steal. Right? I'm going to cheat. There's no way I can fulfill the commandment, which is to love our neighbors ourselves. Which is, once we take on this mindset, that's what we become guilty of.
Wow.
Right? Go ahead.
4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
See, this is the game right here. This is where we at with it. He commanding us. Come out of her. So we always use this in a religious aspect, which is cool, it's true. Right? But he's talking about all the way around. Your money, the way you look at money and wealth and mammon and riches has a lot to do with it. That's how you shape your life. So you gotta come out all the way around. Come out of her who? We know everybody ain't gonna do it. That's why he's real specific.
My people.
Come out of her, my people. Because you know what? My sheep.
Yeah, my people.
Exactly. Go ahead and read it.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
And that's why. She's gonna get a big payday. But I need you to come out. Because I don't want the punishment to swing out on you. Right? But if you don't now, listen, if you don't come out, you guilty. Go ahead and read.
And that you receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquity.
It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of them. Go ahead.
Reward her even as she have rewarded you, and double unto her, double.
Look, this system done did Israel a lot of harm. This system we in is benefiting off of you being disconnected from your God.
Wow, that's good.
You understand? This system that came up 400 years here, 200 years there, 160 years here. Unpaid labor. Can't help but come up. Years? I'm talking about generations. Huh? How can I not come up? Right? But it's built on robbery. So all the time while he wasn't paying you and the people of God, he was robbing the people of their wages. Which God is a God that's going to pay you back according to your deeds. So there's no way once we tell us to come out. You know what's going to happen once we come out and come through with the destruction? We're going to get them riches. They owe. We worked for that. They owe us. Right? They got to pay for all that unpaid labor. Right? Then you're going to see Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 15. The blessings. Right? But go ahead and read it.
Double, according to her works.
And that's how he's paying you right now. In the time that we living in, a lot of us don't realize it. We smack dab in the middle of what we call Jacob's trouble. Right? And he said during that time he's going to pay you back. He's going to pay you double, Israel, for all your sin. That's why it's trouble on you. That's why it's tribulation. That's why it's anger. That's why it's all these different curses. That's why they affect your money like that. One of the curses was dealing with money. Say you're going to be on the bottom. Even when you say you're going to know my people, because they're going to be hid in prison house. Prison house is big business. Slavery is still legal in prison. It's still getting unpaid labor for you. But you know what? You desolate from God, but you commit sin in order to get there. It's a genius plan. We got to wake up though. We sleep. And that's the problem. We sleep because we in the system. Right? We the norm of the system. But he calling you out. He said he's going to pay her back double just like he paid you back double, Israel. Go ahead.
According to her works.
Yes.
And the cup which she had filled,
what happened?
Filled to her double.
That's right. So, you know, they got a lot of different policies, a lot of different procedures, a lot of different, what you call it, that little bitty writing, fine line writing and all this and that. Yeah, fine print. You know what I mean. You don't get fooled by it. Right? Yeah, this is how they get us though. Right? See, this is how they keep oppression rolling. Because some of us wear glass, we ain't gonna squeak that low. Tell me what it say. Yeah. But anyway, you know what happened? We rely on our enemy to tell us what it say instead of, because you know that house application is 75 pages long. So they ain't gonna read it. You ain't gonna read it. They're gonna say, well, this one is talking about such and such and such. Boom, boom, boom. This one is talking about put your initial right here. This one is talking about your warranty, right? This one right here. Next. So by the time you finish, you wore out. But all of the fine print is how they beat you, right? They getting it. So they system is it's set up for the elite to prosper, and for you to be constantly in oppression. They robbing you, in other words, right? $20,000 for a car, minimum wage is $6 an hour. How are we supposed to pay for this? Like, it don't make any sense. Right, interest 24.99 and a maximum of 25%. And you get $6 an hour? Like, come on, y'all. This is out there like that though, right? This is what we live in, right? This is what we born in, right? Oh, you ain't got no credit. I can't even give you no credit. So oppression is coming in a lot of ways, right? But we gotta open our eyes. Go ahead.
7.
Yes.
How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her.
Yeah, you know they got a lot of idols that they make money off of, and then they keep you coveting after that. Their lifestyle, what they have, right? So you gonna spend all the rest of your little change on trying to be who you saw on TV, right? So what's happening? They still getting richer. Right, got the same 21 companies on everything. So if they don't hit you from this side, they won't get you on the back end. And they create what you see on TV so you can covet after that. But once again, covenant is one of the commandments. See, the commandments is our protection. This is your wisdom, but we throwing it away. We throwing it away. Go ahead.
For she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Right, but you know, this system, nobody can see it being destroyed. It's going to take the Most High God to tear it down. They think it's indestructible. Right? If it falls, they'll just create one similar to it. That's how they think. But God is going to turn it up all the way down. Go ahead.
Death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her.
Amen.
And the kings of the earth, who had committed fornication and lived deliciously with her.
Look, the kings of the earth, those are the ones who keep us under oppression. They the one that control what you read and what you see in your education and what type of job you're going to get. And they feed you these sound bites. Go to school, get educated, you can be anything you want. I don't want to say this a lot, but it kind of is. But anyway, go ahead and read.
Shall bewail her.
That stuff don't apply to us. You know what I'm saying? That's their stuff. Right? What you say, the kings of the earth have committed fornication, they have lived deliciously with her.
Shall bewail her.
Why are they bewailing? Because their system is coming down. God has hit their pockets now. Come on. Right? They no longer going to be at the top. Well, their kingdom can only last so long because it's built on unjust principles. It's built on blood. Go ahead.
And lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
That's right. What else?
Stand afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
So we're going to see this language again once we go to the prophet. That great city, Babylon, in 1 hour her judgment is come, and what else?
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
That's why they weeping and mourning. And they so slick with it now, they keep you in sin on every way they can. You want to go and buy some food, you want to go get some pizza. You know what they're going to do? Cook it all around the pork, same oven, and then they're going to cut your pieces with the pork knife. So you thinking just because I didn't get pork on my piece, I'm pork free. That's a lie. Okay, you want to get your little bag of Skittles or candy or whatever type of candy you like. You just slide this what we call antihistamine to the leash. So that's a 17-word ingredient, but you don't know what it is. And it's a pork byproduct. You see what I'm saying? The king, it's deception, right? But what reason why I gotta deceive you? Number one, Satan is my father, the father of lies, right? Number two, he deceives you, so I gotta keep you disconnected with God. And if you don't know you sinning, you're gonna buy it over and over and over again. But the Lord is calling you out of that. So, in order to come out of that, you gotta have what? The knowledge of God. Right? You gotta have the knowledge of the covenant, because the blessings and the curses is connected and joined to the covenant. Right? This ain't religion. This ain't a lifestyle. That's why we're dealing with money right now. I mean, this ain't religion. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of life. Right? It affects you on every side. Right? So you want to go get your little energy drink. Let's put shellfish. Little dab of shellfish up. I'm just saying that nobody can out piece of the hut. Let's put shellfish in the sauce. Right? And you know what's funny? But it ain't funny. Some of this stuff we're going off at our feet today. Wow. What kind of offering are we getting? Come out of here, my people. We gotta step it up. We sleep. Right. It's too late. So the merchants, man, their stuff is coming down. He said they weeping and mourning because nobody buys their merchandise anymore. Go ahead.
12. The merchandise of gold and of silver and precious stones and of pearls.
And the only way they inquire is they building their empire off the poor people back. When they pay you your wages, they take a percentage. They don't pay you your whole worth. Right? And they don't do it according to the Torah. Which we're going to read the Bible say you pay a man when? Every day. So if you want to be a businessman, what you got to do? You got to pay every man every day. So you saying you keep the law, but you paying every man on a weekly system just like Babylon the Great. So in actuality, you're a part of Babylon the Great too. Right? Because you're doing the same thing. You got the same mentality. The Bible tell you, what you say you under the covenant, tell you pay the man every day. See, we look down on that. Day wage, or what you call it, day wage? Labor ready. See, but they doing it right, in a sense. They pay their man, they pay their people daily. See, we frown on that. Huh? While you gotta wait a week. So you frown on him. He done got paid 3 times. You know, he done work, yeah, both of them work 3 days. And he done got paid 3 times. He ain't got paid yet. But we look down on that though. You know why? Our mind is bad. We got a businessman's mentality, a merchant man. And they keeping us in sin. So that's why he telling us, come out, my people. Come out, right? Go ahead.
And fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet.
See, they living good. Purple and silk and scarlet. And sometimes in the Bible, this represents the upper echelon, right, or the upper class people. Right? Even when Daniel, when they wanted to, when Daniel was going to tell, I think it was Belshazzar his dream, king of Babylon. Right? He wanted to tell him his dream. He said, if any man can tell me, I'll promote you with gold, purple, and scarlet. Right? So they drawing the same language from the prophet. Just like verse 2, when it was talking about it's become the habitation of every foul and unclean and every hateful bird. Right? Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, the Lord explained Nebuchadnezzar as a tree that spread over the whole world. And he said all of the birds lodge there. Right? All of the beasts of the field. They ain't the 4th chapter. Right? So then you come back to Revelation 18, you run into this same language. But Nebuchadnezzar's Babylon is resembling the one we read now. The Gentile dynasty. So they're going to do what they got to do to stay on top. And we so ignorant, we think they don't know the Torah. But that's a lie. They know it better than us. This is how they keep us oppressed and disconnected from God. It's the Balak thing. I can't curse you, Israel, myself, because I'm not in the covenant between you and God. But I can provide a stumbling block for you. And if you partake in that stumbling block, you sin against God. Now I can reap what you were supposed to get. See, this is a game to them, not to us. It's our life, but it's a game to them. To the elite, when I say them. They've been in this for a long time, generations. They consent together, the Bible says. They can't agree on nothing else but one thing. Against God and his anointing. But that means the laws and statutes and commandments come with that. So they know how to keep us down. We got to wake up and we got to fight it. We don't want to fight because, truth be told, we're in love with Babylon. What verse we had?
In the 12.
Go ahead.
And thy wood, and all manner vessels of ivory.
Look, I can say this because I've been guilty too. I know I represent the average of us. So if I've been guilty, I thought you've been guilty. Huh? You ain't been in love with Babylon? That's a lie. Huh? So you get that one good job at the motor to page your boy. I paid your boy a hefty sum. Yeah, but what they making off you? See, we don't think like that. 3-4 times off of you. Right? Even with the athletes, it's exploitation. How we look at it, you got 6-year deal, 125 million. Boy, you doing it. Okay, if I can afford to give you 125 million, how much am I getting? See, what we got to do is come out of her. We got to hit their price on the way we're going to make them pay. Sooner or later, we got to try to establish something ourselves. But they not for us. But anyway, go ahead.
And all manner vessel of most precious wood.
You see, he dealing with all kind of merchandise, right? He said ivory, all kind of precious wood. What else?
And of brass.
And marble.
And of iron.
Yes.
And of marble.
And what else?
And of cinnamon. And of odors.
Yes.
And of ointments. And of frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour. And wheat. And beasts and sheep and horses.
Yes.
And chariots. And slaves.
Chariots. And what?
And slaves.
Chariots, armies, slaves. See, this is all type of murder. This is affect everything. That's why it's called Babylon the Great. It affects every aspect of life. He didn't hardly leave nothing up. What's left?
So
what type of merchandise is left? And this is what, go ahead and read the last portion.
And souls of men.
Souls of men. What they say? You sell your soul to the devil. What you selling your soul to the devil for? Monetary gain. That's it. A few little dollars. So the system is created. It's eating us up. But that's what it's designed to do. Because they got to keep the people of God on the bottom and disconnected from God. That's how they remain on top. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to disconnect you from your land, from the name of your God, from your heritage. Right? I don't want you to have no resemblance of who you are, where you came from, and who you worship. None of that. So I'm going to do what I do best. We're going to print out some lies. We're going to whitewash everything. Because I want you to look up to me. Well, go ahead.
14.
Yes.
And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee. And all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee. And thou shalt find them no more at all.
That's right. What else?
The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment.
Yes.
Weeping and wailing. Keep going.
Yes.
And saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones,
yes,
and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught.
So it's coming out. No matter how much all the riches they got is coming to nothing. God is going to destroy it. And that's why he tells you, don't put your treasure, don't make that your treasure, your focus. You're going to be destroyed too. So I need you to think bigger. Right? Think for the future. Try to get your soul saved in the midst of Babylon the Great. So let's see. Back me up to us, Zechariah the 5th chapter. Zechariah the 5th chapter. So it's a lot of merchandise going on here. The reason being, like I say, that's the number one thing that can keep you separate from God. So he's going to use your covetous, he's going to use lust, which is going to have you coveting. And all that they gain, all that they stealing it. Which is against it. Thou shalt not steal. What you mean they stealing it, brother Al? They steal from you every day. Like I say, you're a wage slave. They're not even paying you your whole portion. They're not paying you daily. Zechariah 5th chapter, verse 1. Go ahead.
Then I turned,
what you see,
and lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying roll.
What you talking about?
And he said unto me,
yes.
What seest thou?
Say what you see. Go ahead.
And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits,
right?
And the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
Go ahead.
Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
You're like, man, this is the curse. You know what you've seen? You know what you've witnessed? This is the curse that goes forth over the whole earth. Go ahead.
For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off.
Everyone that what?
Stealeth
shall be what?
Cut off.
Okay.
As on this side according to it. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it.
That's right.
I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief.
See, these are the commandment breakers. This curse is going to devour you. See, it's going to enter into the house of the thief,
and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name.
Go ahead.
And it shall remain in the midst of his house.
And what is going to do?
It shall consume it with the timber thereof,
and
the stones thereof.
Keep going.
Then the angel that talked with me went forth, and said unto me, Lift up now thine eyes, and see what it is that goeth forth.
See, I want you to see what goes forth. Because remember, he said, this is the curse, right? That goes forth across the whole world. He said it's going to remain in the house of the thief, him that swear falsely by my name. He said, what else did he say? He said it's going to consume them, right? So what else? Now he said, now lift up your eyes. Now I want you to tell me what you see. What do you see? Go ahead.
And I said, what is it?
Yes.
And he said, this is an ephod.
He said, this is an ephod. Go ahead.
That goeth forth.
So ephod is a measurement, right? It's used in measuring, right? Go ahead.
He said, moreover, this is their resemblance through all the earth.
So this is the resemblance, right? So why would he give us a measurement? But this is how they used to deal in commerce. Pounds, shekels, right? Which we deal in dollars, but they used to measure theirs out. The corn, the grain, put it on the scale, right? You heard the phrase, making the ephod big and making the ephod small and the shekel big. Unjust balances. That's what we're doing. So that's what you're seeing go forth throughout the whole earth. Right? Go ahead.
7. And behold,
what?
there was lifted up a talent of labor.
So now this is how we know it's unjust. When you got a measurement and you applying lead to it, you making the balance unjust. It's not a true weight. Right? It's deception. Right? Go ahead.
And this is a woman that sitteth in the midst of the ephod.
It ain't said that it's a woman that sitteth in the midst. Go ahead.
And he said, this is wickedness.
This is wickedness. This is wicked because God is a God that loves what? Just scales and balances. When you say this ain't went to one land, this done went forth throughout all of the earth. Same resemblance, no matter where you go, right? This is why we can call it Babylon the Great. It's the same. Come on.
And he cast it into the midst of the ephod, and he cast the weight of the lead upon the mouth thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Then lifted I up mine eyes, and looked, and behold,
What happened?
there came out two women,
2 women? Okay, it's done double. Go ahead.
and the wind was in their wings.
So it means it's flying swiftly. So it's spread throughout the earth swiftly. Go ahead.
For they had wings like the wings of a stork.
Uh-huh.
And they lifted up the ephod between the earth and the heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Then said I to the angel that talked with me,
What you say?
whither do these bear the ephod?
Where they taking it to? The unjust balance or the unjust measurement. Where they taking it to? Go ahead.
And he said unto me,
Mm-hmm.
to build it in a house in the land of Shinar.
Where's that at?
Babylon.
Babylon. Shinar, Babylon. One and the same. It's a Babylonian system. Go ahead.
And it shall be established
Uh-huh.
and set there upon her own base.
That's right. He said it shall be established. Basically, this is going to be the headquarters. Because a lot of times when you see Babylon, you see the whole world engulfed. Right? When we first saw Babylon or Babylon in the Bible, where was we at? Genesis 11 chapter. Who was there? The whole world. Right? So that's why it's going to make a home in Babylon, because that you know is dealing with the whole world. So everybody is engulfed in this thing. Right? That's why the prophets, they was warning us. They gonna make merchandise out of you. Love of money is the root of all evil. Right? Because when you get caught up in those things, it's only a matter of time before you break the commandments. Right? Before you break the law. So let's go. Genesis 11. Matter of fact, while we're talking about it. So I want y'all to tell me something. We going to a place where the whole world was, and they had the same speech. Everybody knew what was going on. Who was the first one responsible for building this place? Nimrod. So did he build it off of just ephod? He had people working for him, right? Exploitation was going on. Rebellion, worldwide rebellion. The curse is going forth. Right? They said, let us build us a name. Right? Let's start at verse 1. I just want y'all to follow me. That's why I just tell you a little bit before we get there. Harken to the scripture.
And the whole earth was of one language,
Mm-hmm.
and of one speech.
That's right.
And it came to pass,
And like verse 10 in chapter 10 say, this is the beginning of Nimrod's kingdom. This wasn't the only place. He said the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. Then he went to Erech and Akkad and Calneh in the land of Shinar. Go ahead.
and it came to pass,
Yes.
as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar,
Mm-hmm.
and they dwelt there.
That's right.
And they said one to another,
What they say?
go to, let us make brick and build them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar.
Mm-hmm. They want to build. What they gonna build? Go ahead.
And they said, go to, let us build us a city, and a tower whose top may reach into heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
See, that's where I rebellion. He said, let us go too. That's why when he say the whole city is coming down, Babylon, Babel, because everybody was involved in it. Let us build us a city and a tower that may reach to heaven. See, reaching to heaven, that means like, you know, where we fight against wickedness, spiritual wickedness, we're at in high places, or even better translated, heavenly places. Right? So they want to build, basically, the elite is going to rule over the mass, just how it is now. Let us build us a tower, let us make us a name. Right? Go ahead.
5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said, Behold, this people is one.
They are on one accord. Go ahead.
And they have all one language.
Mm-hmm.
And this they begin to do.
Yes.
And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
That's right.
Go to, let us go down and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech.
So I gotta do something. I gotta intervene. Right? Because he said ain't nothing gonna be able to stop him. So what did he do? He went down and did what?
So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth.
And do you think they took their ideology with them, or did they leave it in the land of Shinar?
Yeah.
So you see how it goes from one location, the whole world, to a worldwide Babel or Babylon, right? The ideologies, the principles on which it was established, spread forth throughout the whole world. They took the same thing with them. They took the same mentality, just in a different language now, right? Go ahead.
And they left off to build the city.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth.
Yes. And he had one man bringing this forth, Nimrod. So I'm pretty sure he was the king. Everybody was working for him. I'm pretty sure he was robbing them. I'm pretty sure he was exploiting them. I'm pretty sure he was getting them to rebel against God. Same thing. Right? Let's go into Revelations 13th chapter. Revelations 13, then you can put your mark in Luke the 4th chapter. We just saying, ain't nothing changed. From the beginning of the book to the end of the book. The kings of the earth, let us be. Those are the ones who got the name, the fame, and the renown. Mm-hmm. They the ones who let us build us a name, right? Get our reputation, our fame out there. Right? Just like before he destroyed the flood. The men of renown, the men of reputation and wealth, was the ones that was pushing forth the wickedness. Everybody was doing wickedness, but they was pushing it forward, because that's how they prosper. Go ahead.
13.
13:1, yes.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea.
What you see?
And saw a beast rise up out of the sea.
Yes.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Mm-hmm.
And
So this sand of the sea, that represents the people. This beast represents another world ruling empire. So this beast got what? 7 heads, 10 horns? Okay.
And upon his horns 10 crowns.
Yes.
And upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
Mm-hmm.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear.
That's right.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
Mm-hmm.
And the dragon.
Who is that? The dragon. That's Satan. Mm-hmm. He gave the beast, the government, what?
And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
So listen. The dragon, Satan, that gave the government the power. Because you know that the government ruled over the people. He gave him his seat, his position, and authority to do what you want, to establish the system how you want it to be. And it's going to be in opposition to God. So even all of the monetary values is going to be in opposition. See, we don't ask these questions because we love money. We're going to give you love money. That's why you don't ask these questions. If I was a business owner, how would I do it? Would I pay my workers every day or every week? See, truth be told, most of us gonna pay every 2 weeks. Because it's normal to you. But the dragon gave them the power, they seat, and the authority, so they established the rules and the principles based off the leadership of who? The dragon. Alright? And we're going to see how he get money. Go ahead.
3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death,
Mm-hmm.
and his deadly wound was healed.
His deadly wound was healed. Go
And
ahead.
all the world wondered after the beast.
Who did?
All the world.
That's what the Lord is constantly calling us out. The world is constantly going after Satan. Right? Go back up to Luke. I don't want no more of that. That's good enough. Luke 4th chapter. So don't think it's just worshiping of religious worship. Because a lot of time, if I give you a job to make you work 13, 14 hours a day, 12, you don't have no time for God. And I know that. And then I'm going to set up this system where you're going to barely hang on to that job. So you ain't going to want to transgress. So you ain't going to really want to ask them for the feast days out because you're scared you're going to get fired.
Right, come on.
This system is, he constructed this system with careful thought, with wisdom, right? So even with craftiness and deceit, even to the point where you wake up and find out who you are, your purpose, it's still going to be rough for you to come up out of it. All right? I want to make it impossible for you to come out. All right? So let's pick me up at Luke 4:1 real quick. Go ahead. We're going to drop down because I don't need all this. Go ahead.
And Jesus, being full of the Holy Ghost, returned from Jordan, and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness.
Yes.
Being 40 days tempted of the devil. And in those days he did eat nothing.
Look, he tempted it once he became full of the Holy Ghost.
That's good.
He already had you when you wasn't full of the Holy Ghost. I didn't have to tempt you, I already had you. Now you got some Spirit of God in you. Let's see if you real with what you're talking about. You're talking at God, so let's see if you can stand up if I give you something you lust out. I'll put this in your face. My favorite example. I gotta get it.
Come on.
So you got a man, been unemployed for 15 months. Right? He been filling out applications, his wife and kid, they down his back. He had a day labor job a couple times. Just ain't getting done. Anyway, 2 offers come in simultaneously. Boom. One of them 100,000. One of them 44,000. This $100,000. Only thing you gotta do is work every other Saturday. It's $40,000. You can take care of your family. You might not have a little bit extra. Some weeks you may not have nothing, but you can come every feast day, every Saturday. Which one of these blessings is from God?
44,000.
See, when you're in the corner mind, you're gonna say 100,000. I'm blessed by the best.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting on this. I went to school. I've been trained. 100,000. This is my work.
Come on.
Right? That's how you gonna feel. So if you carnally minded, you're gonna go after that. Or if you don't know God,
Right.
the reason why you'll go after that is you say, God knows my heart. He's blessed. He know I need to feed these kids. Yeah, but the Bible tell you every good and every perfect gift comes down from the Father, life with whom is no failure. So he's not gonna bless you, give you a blessing that's gonna cause you to kind of sort of break the command.
Come on now. That's good.
But Satan, you've been talking to God stuff, it's 100,000. All you gotta do is sell out. See, we don't see it as selling out. Compromising is basically the same thing as selling out. I only need to open the door a little bit. See, once you start working every one Sabbath out of the month, say, I need you to come and work for Johnny. He just got sick. His wife got to have a baby. 2 Sabbaths out of the month now they don't believe. Now you're going to be at their mercy. Now if you don't come in, all right, don't come in if you don't want, you're going to get written up. And you so scary. What you going to do? Man, I can't get written up. I already got 3 of them last week. One more and I'm out. So you're going to go in. So what's happening is you're going to transgress against God. Mammon, rich. That's why he said no man can serve two masters. You're going to hold to the one, and you're going to give up the other. That's why I said the focus got to be singular. If you singular, they can't pollute you. Because when you got God's spirit, people hang on to death. Jesus hung on to death. The apostles, the prophets, saw it in half. He started telling you, Hebrews 11 chapter. He said they were pilgrims and strangers on them. Said they hid in caves. You know, they had locusts and honey to eat. See, that's God's spirit. It's different though. That's a different type of spirit. People done died for not defending themselves on the Sabbath day. And you can't take a little bit of persecution. You same judgment. It's only one judgment. Just saying. Where we at? Go ahead.
In the 2.
I'm gonna quit talking because I ain't got number 5 scriptures in this thing. Go ahead.
And when they were ended, he was afterward hungry.
And you supposed to be doing me the signal. So it was hungry. So look, he coming at Christ. This is the signal man that fell out of me on the same point 10 minutes. You know what I mean? That's on the next. Anyway, go ahead.
3.
So look how you pay attention because you go. Satan ain't doing no new tricks. He's not tempting you a different way than he tempted Christ. This is almost a need. 40 days without food and water? Huh? You need something to eat. So what can I do? Opportunity. I see for you to transgress. See, we the people of God, we're supposed to be anticipating. Right? We don't do that. We wait till it come up on us. We fall down and then, oh Lord, please forgive me. You know, so we begging for mercy when a lot of times some stuff we can prevent by anticipating the evil. Right? Go ahead.
3. And the devil said unto him, if thou be the Son of God,
prove yourself.
Command this stone that it be made bread.
That's right.
And Jesus answered him, saying, it is written.
Look, he went right back to the word. But if I've been taking you away from the word constantly, I done took away your fight. So now, the only thing you got left, you watery. You know, you bendable, right? So I can get to you easy. Because I done took away your defense. That I made you work 15 hours for 5 days straight. Then on the day you supposed to, you sleep. You in class, you know, Bible. Right? But it's design. That's what I'm saying. The point is, it's a design system. Go ahead.
It is written that man shall not live by bread alone.
See, that's our problem. That's what he was telling you. You can't choose God and man. You can't serve God and man. See, we think bread alone. I gotta feed the flesh, feed the flesh, feed the flesh. What about your spirit though? That's eternal. See, the Bible tell you the earth try words, the word of God, like the mouth try meat. So you eat every day, you make sure of that. But your spiritual man, you be starving. But when the Lord testified against Israel, he said, my people done forgot me days without knowing. And I know that's the truth. Because when I came to the truth, I said, ooh, that's the truth. Because I forgot God for 30 some years, right? Can't even know about them days, right? But once he woke me up, you know, we got to try to get back on. So man don't live by bread only, go ahead.
But by every word of God.
See, what if you ain't getting that word? It means you ain't going to be able to live eternally. Your fight is being taken away. So now, when I come through with the temptation, I can blow your house down. But go ahead.
5. And the devil, taking him up into a high mountain.
So that's the temptation, right? What did he show him?
Showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world.
How?
In a moment of time.
Every last one. Throughout the pages of history. Every last one. See, God told Adam to have dominion over his earth. Adam gave it up. How did he give it up? By sin. He said he put man over the work of his hands. He said, you have dominion over the earth, the sea, the fish, everything. But you know what? Remember I was telling you? The stumbling block. See? Satan couldn't just come down and curse Adam. He had to get him the stumbling block. Same thing with Israel. Nobody can curse Israel. You got to put a stumbling block in your way. And you the one ultimately got to choose the stumbling block. And once you choose the stumbling block, that's when the sin comes in. Just like that. It's been the same principle from the beginning. Adam was just showing us how it was going to work with Israel. Right? But go ahead.
6. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give.
Watch what he said. All this power I give you,
and the glory of them.
And the glory, the fame, the fortune. That's what we lust at. Covetous. The fame and the fortune. The recognition. I give you all that too. I'll make you famous like angels. Huh? But what you gotta do? Go ahead.
For that is delivered unto me.
It's given to me. Come on.
And to whomsoever I will, I give it.
I give to whoever I will. Go ahead.
If thou therefore will worship me.
Look at that. This ain't for free. Sell your soul. You read Revelation 18, the souls of men. You gotta worship me. The whole world worships the beast. But you can see what he's talking about now. Riches. Glory. Fame. Right? Kingdoms. But in order to get this, you gotta worship me. Go ahead.
And all shall be thine.
And you can have it. But one thing we didn't realize was, once he give it to you, he's gonna come back and get it. That's why we see a lot of these stars and actresses and stuff, at the end of their career, they be in a mess. 20, 30 years on top of the game, now done defrauded your character. Now they hit your bank account. I done seen you to jail, tax evasion. Right? I done seized all your property. I done lied on you. Everybody think you crazy now. Right? So I can just come in and take all my stuff back. I lent it to you. Because I'm a deceiver. I'm a thief. I'm an oppressor. But I just needed you to be a stumbling block for the rest of the brothers and sisters. That's the only reason I gave you that stuff from the beginning. Alright? Gotta wake up. What verse? 8. Go ahead.
And Jesus answered and said unto him, Get thee behind me, Satan.
What you mean?
For it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve.
That's right. Him on Ezekiel 28. So we gotta have that mentality. Worship God and him only. He told you, seek ye the kingdom first. He wouldn't tell you to do it first if it wasn't important. See, a lot of times I come to realize that we don't do it first, that whole day gonna go by. You might not get it in. So it's only one day. Okay, then. You know what? Day 2. We're gonna make something fluky happen at work. Something out of the ordinary. You wasn't expecting. Come on. Man, you gotta put in extra effort, extra work. The day done extended by 4 hours. You wasn't counting on that. You was gonna get into the book as soon as you got home. But now you get home 4 hours later. You barely made it. You read, you trying to read a couple, you can't, you're not comprehending what you read. No focus. Alright, it's designed. So that's day 2. So if I can do it 2 days, you think I can't do it 22 days? I'll give you 2 or 3 days out of 22. But I've already established the path. See, I got you away from God already. Alright, go ahead and read it. Oh, did I tell you?
No.
Okay, let's start at verse 12. No, we'll start at verse 1. Go ahead.
The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying,
What happened?
Son of man,
Yes, sir.
say unto the prince of Tyrus,
Right.
Thus saith the Lord God,
Right, what is that?
Because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said.
So this is a king. Remember, King of Tyrus falls under the banner of one of those kingdoms throughout the moment of time, right? So who gave him this seat, this power, and this authority? So how did he get it? What did he have to do? Worship the dragon, right? So my policies, that means you're gonna put in place, no problem, no sweat. You good, you can have it as long as you maintain my cause. Right? So now the Lord is like, son of man, you know what you're gonna do? Basically, his time is up. I'm gonna take down his kingdom. Take up a lamentation against him, right? Go ahead.
Because thine heart is lifted up,
Mm-hmm.
and thou hast said, I am a God.
Mm-hmm.
I sit in the seat of God,
Yes.
in the midst of the sea.
Yes.
Yet thou art a man,
Yeah.
and not God.
That's right.
Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God,
That's right.
behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
Now we know this ain't really no regular man. We know we talking to the spirit behind the king of time. Because that's the real ruler. The man is just a puppet. Right? So he said, you wiser than Daniel. Daniel was in them scriptures. Go ahead.
There is no secret that can hide from thee.
See, this is your enemy. This is what we facing. No secret. You need a spirit to fight a spirit. So that's why you need God's spirit to help you fight against it. There's no secret that can be hid from this man. You at a disadvantage. Go ahead.
4. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding.
Look at that. With thy wisdom, you wiser than Daniel. With your wisdom and with your understanding,
Thou hast gotten thee riches,
thou hast gotten riches,
and hast gotten gold and silver,
man.
into thy treasury.
You see our treasure. What else?
But thy great wisdom, by thy great wisdom,
Man, what else?
by thy traffic,
By our traffic, your exchange, your merchandise, your goods and services, the commerce, mercantilism. But by his wisdom, this ain't no righteous wisdom. Go ahead.
hast thou increased thy riches.
You increase. You know how you increase? By exploiting everybody else. You getting rich out somebody else's labor. You stealing. You wiser than it's nothing for me to steal if I'm wiser than you. All I got to do is write this little tricky language, in a contract. I take everything, all your insurance money. I'm just saying. By your riches and your wisdom, by your great wisdom, you got riches. Go ahead.
And thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
That's right.
Therefore thus saith the Lord God, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God. Behold, therefore will I bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations.
Yes.
And they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness.
That's right. That's good. Jump down to 12. So they're going to take you down pretty much. But no worries. They ain't going to set up another one. Go ahead.
Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyre.
Go ahead.
And say unto him, thus saith the Lord God,
Yes.
thou sealest up the sum full of wisdom and perfect in beauty.
Thou sealest of is perfect in beauty, full of wisdom. Can't be no regular man. Got too much going for himself. Perfect in beauty, full of wisdom. Hey, right over here.
Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God.
Now we got it. We know for sure now this ain't no regular man. Only men was in Eden was Adam and Eve, and Satan, and Christ. So we can exile Christ. He the one doing the talking here through the mouth of Ezekiel. We can exile Adam and Eve. This ain't got nothing to do with Adam or Eve, right? So we got one left. Come on.
Every precious stone was thy covering.
Look at this. Every precious stone was your covering. Go ahead.
The sardis, topaz, and the diamond.
And not to say it's actual covering, but this is what he put his trust in. Is he actually covered with this? I don't know. But this is what he put his trust in. By this is his heart lifted up. Thy traffic, thy wisdom, thy riches, right? Then he started to tell him, man, every precious stone was your cover. Go ahead.
The sardis, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold, the workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes, was prepared in thee in the day that thou was created.
Go ahead. Who is this?
Thou art the anointed cherub.
You are the who?
Thou art the anointed cherub that covered.
We know this saying. You the anointed cherub that covered.
And I have set thee so.
I said you so. Go ahead.
Thou was upon the holy mountain of God.
You was. Come on.
Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire.
You was in heaven. Right? Until what?
Thou was perfect in thy ways, from the day that thou was created, till iniquity was found in thee.
He said you was perfect in your ways until iniquity was found in you. You was keeping the commandments of God. But some type of way, you became corrupt. Perfect in your ways, I mean, it's just like saying you've been walking in the laws of the Lord blameless. That's how you were until iniquity was found in you. Now, you gotta ask yourself, how is iniquity found in you? Let's see, go ahead.
By the multitude of thy merchandise.
Oh my goodness. By the multitude of your merchandise. What happened?
They have filled the midst of thee with violence.
And what else?
And thou hast sinned.
See, by the multitude of your merchandise, that's what caused your heart to be like lifted up. Violence. You got blood on your hands. And this don't mean all the time killing. By robbing people, you stealing and taking from them, your hands can be considered bloody also. So you don't, just like you say, the man that hates his neighbor without a cause, just like a murderer. Right? So you don't have to actually be a killer. Right? But what you doing is like you say, you killing me. Right? When you get that check and you got $500 check and you got $600 taxes taken out, you killing me. Right? So they you robbery and oppression, right? And exploitation. Right? Those are things that will make your hands bloody also, just like murder. So that's what he's telling you. Go ahead.
Therefore,
and look, this is how the man set up his kingdoms. Right? Go ahead.
Therefore, I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God.
Can't stay here. Come on.
And I will destroy thee.
Yes, sir.
O covered cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire.
And on earth. Go ahead.
Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty.
Your heart was lifted up because of your beauty.
Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom.
You heard the Bible tell you sometimes about using wisdom not right. That's what he did. He was perfect in his wisdom, but he didn't use it justly. Right? You corrupted your wisdom. Come on.
By reason of thy brightness.
By reason of your brightness.
I will cast thee to the ground.
Yes.
I will lay thee before kings,
that
they may behold thee.
They may behold thee. Go ahead.
Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries.
What's tied to sanctuaries? Worship, your service toward God. Right? He said you don't defile yourself. This is what I'm telling you. You can't serve Mammon and God. Right? Satan couldn't even do it. How you gonna? He's stronger than you. He's more wise than you. How he can't do it and you do it? Right? He said, you have to defile your sanctuary, so you got to think. Because it's the same way for you. How do I defile my sanctuary? Go ahead.
By the multitude of thine iniquities. By the iniquity of thy traffic.
By the iniquity of thy traffic. The buying, the selling, the trading, the exchange. Right? It's the same way today they robbing us. We wage slaves. Go ahead.
Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee.
And what is it going to
It shall devour thee. And I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee.
That's right. Let me see some Nahum 3. I just want to make a quick little point. Nahum 3. Plus we won't never go there. I just want to see if y'all know where it's at. Just playing a little bit. Nahum 3. Verse 1. Just to prove my point.
Look at Brian still attack.
Yeah. Just keep flipping. Mine's on page 1262. 1262. Nahum 3, verse 1. This is Nineveh he's talking about. But watch how he's gonna watch what he's gonna say about this city. Go ahead.
Woe
to who?
The bloody city.
Why?
It is all full of lies and robbery.
You see what's causing it to be bloody? It's full of lies and it's full of robbery. This is how it was established and built. On these principles. Lies and robbery. Go ahead.
The prey departed not.
You know, you got the elite. They gonna prey on the less fortunate, the weak, the less educated, right? And they ain't gonna stop praying. We gonna pray on you until we destroy you. Until somebody stops us. Go ahead.
The noise of a whip. And the noise of the rattling of the wheels.
Go ahead.
And the prancing horses.
Look, what that's talking about. War. Right? Act up if you want to. Go ahead.
and of the jumping chariots.
Mm-hmm.
The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses.
Yes.
And there is none end of their corpses.
Yes.
They stumble upon their corpses.
So many of them. Go ahead.
Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts.
The mistress of what?
Witchcrafts.
You know, a lot of times too, witchcraft is false prophets. Right? Because it's like casting a spell on the people. You using the name of God, but you giving them doctrine of the devil, seducing spirits, so forth and so on. So you're doing the same thing. So people, Satan do the same thing with the monetary system. See, you know, the wealth people used to accumulate in this country used to be tangible. Only problem with that is I might run out of space. So then how can I get more wealth? They have created a system where their wealth can be unlimited. All I gotta do is type some numbers in on the computer. Instead of trying to store up gold in a vault or something, I might run out of space, run out of gold. But I never run out of typing them numbers. And when I give you dollars or greenback, come with that, every last one of them. Matter of fact, they ain't even backed by nothing. Only reason it got power is because we believe in it. It's just a piece of paper. Just, you know, they done came up with it out of thin air. So I come up with this scheme out of this money out of thin air, and I push it to you all the while I'm taking your resources. So I'm rich, but I created my wealth from nothing. While you working hard, slaving, right? You the one with the tangible skills to build the industrial system and whatever, right? The monetary, you work in the banks, at the grocery stores, right? You drive the trucks and buses. So you're doing the actual work, and I'm paying you with nothing. That's a scheme for you. Tell me that ain't wisdom. Deceptional. And that's wisdom that's used not rightly, right? Go ahead.
That selleth nations through her whoredoms.
Look at that. Come on.
And families through her witchcraft.
Yes.
Behold, I am against thee, said the Lord of hosts.
Just like Babylonian the Great, he is against that. Said the Lord of hosts, go ahead.
And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness.
Basically, I'm gonna pay you back. I'm gonna make you, they're gonna see your shame. Right? The things that you glorified yourself in, it's gonna become your shame. Right? What goes up must come down, simply put. Go ahead.
And the kingdoms thy shame.
That's right. So back me up a little bit. Let's go Psalm 62 verse 10. I gotta get some teachings of God for us right quick. Psalm 62 verse 10. Psalm 62 verse 10. This is a condensed version. But I already went over my time. Anyway. Psalm 62 verse 10. Harken to the scripture.
Trust not in oppression,
Mm-hmm.
and become not vain in robbery.
That's right. See, you know, that's what the government is built on. Oppressing you, robbing you. And you know what? That's what we trust in. We don't trust in God. We say it, but we don't do it. But he tells you, don't trust in oppression. And look what he said, become not vain in robbery. Worthless to him. In robbing your neighbor, robbing your brother and your sister. Go ahead.
If riches increase, set not your heart upon them.
That's right. You know why? Because if you set your heart on them riches, you're going to transgress this covenant. Right? When we get to Jeremiah 34, we're going to see. Come on.
11. God has spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto God.
And that's why he tell you put your trust in him. Power ain't in the government. You can see he done tore down many kingdoms and built them up, tore them down, built the power. The power is God. We just can't see it. Right? So back me up Jeremiah 34 real quick. So you want where Israel was robbing. and show you that God don't approve of it. You know what's approved, what God approve of? If you fortunate and you help somebody else out, you have to take a hit for somebody else to benefit. That's God approved of that. That's acceptable to him. Jeremiah, it's 33, y'all. My bad. I think. God knew it by heart. He was testifying against Israel. Might be 34 is what I said. Yeah, it's 34 like I said, yeah. So, Jeremiah 34, start at verse 12. Go ahead.
Therefore the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying,
What did he say?
Thus saith the Lord,
Yes.
the God of Israel,
What?
I made a covenant with your fathers in the day that I brought them forth out of the land of Egypt.
Look, he always go back to his covenant. Right? And he going all the way because he don't change. Right? I made a covenant with your fathers that I brought out of Egypt. What? Saying what?
Out of the house of bondmen.
So they was in the house of bondage. I brought them out. I liberated them. And I made an agreement between me and them. Go ahead.
Saying,
Yes.
at the end of 7 years.
Now he's explaining us the exact rule that we dealing with. Right? At the end of 7 years,
Let ye go every man his brother in Hebrew,
yes,
which had been sold unto thee.
yeah.
And when he had served thee 6 years, thou shalt let him go free from thee. But your fathers hearkened not unto me,
Right,
neither
so
inclined their ear.
So you let them go, right? You let them serve for you 6 years, that's good enough, right? Because I don't want you to oppress them all the time. After 6 years, let them go free. You done came up, right? But go ahead.
15. And ye would now turn and had done right in my sight and proclaimed liberty.
See, that's right, right? If you follow, that's right. So what he's telling them at this time in Jeremiah days is, you did that at the first. So you was walking according to the covenant. But what happened?
Every man to his neighbor. And ye have made a covenant before me in the house which is called by my name.
That's right.
But ye turned and polluted my name.
Look at that. You turned and polluted my name. Go ahead.
And caused every man his servant.
To do what?
And every man his handmaid, whom he had set at liberty at their pleasure to return, and brought them into subjection to be unto you for service and for handmaids.
Now, why would they do that? Why would they do it? Lust, covetous, greedy. Why are you serving Mammon? But you think you're serving God. But you did the first part, you did the covenant at first. But I can serve God and Mammon. But he's showing you can't. Because you had a perfect opportunity right here to be blessed. But they turned. You had to change your heart. So what happened?
17. Therefore thus saith the Lord, ye have not hearkened unto me, and proclaimed a liberty, every one to his brother, and every man to his neighbor.
Because that's what's acceptable to God, right? But you turned, you didn't do it, so what?
Behold,
Yes.
I proclaim a liberty for you,
What
saith
you
the
mean?
Lord,
How?
to the sword.
Oh, it's some weird liberty, ain't it? This is destruction. This ain't no liberty. Right? To the sword,
to the pestilence,
disease,
and to the famine.
to the famine. See, you was trying to come up. Now he gonna make you go in the famine. You was oppressing them, trying to get more gain. Greedy of gains. But you know what? You love mammon. You love the increase. Right? And you love that more than my word. And that's why you turn from my word. But I got something for you though. I'm gonna set you at liberty. Right? He said I'm killing you. To the sword, to the pestilence, and to the famine. Go ahead.
And I will make you to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth.
I will make you be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. That's what you can't do them both. All right, let's go back and look at some of the, pick me up at Ezekiel. Let's go to Exodus first. Exodus 22, verse 25. Exodus 22, 25. Go ahead.
If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a user.
Because remember, he had to write these laws because he told them, I don't want you going after the lands of Canaan and the land of Egypt. So basically, all the lands of the nations, whatever, they was doing these things. So he warned Israel against them. They built their whole empire, on these type of structures. So he said, if you lend money to any of my people, we still got that today. Check cash place, $5 million interest, right? If I were $30, I pay back $30,000, right? That's a car, right? But let me just say, it's still around, right? So if you lend money to any of my people that's poor, remember, because the man had hard times, he poor. And what you need, the lesson I'm trying to point out to you in the law is, love thy neighbor as thyself. So you put yourself in this poor man's shoes. So you know if this was you, this would be a good law for you. So when you become the beneficiary, I don't want you to pollute my word, right? Just because you may have to take a loss, don't worry about it, I'll pay you back. But go ahead.
Neither shalt thou lay upon him usury.
That's right. That's interest, right? Or gain or increase. So you can't lend them $30 and then get back 35 or 40. Because you only got 30. That's what you get back. Right? This economics too. Even Steven. Right? Love your neighbors yourself. Come on.
26. If thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge.
Oh, we need to hear this. This wasn't what I wanted, brother. We need to hear that too. Go ahead.
Thou shalt deliver it unto him by that the sun goeth down.
That's right. You borrow something from your neighbor, especially rain. You need to get that back before the sun goes down. I only have to track you down 30 years later just to get back my water hose. Just saying, right? That's what we do. You borrow it just like it's mine now. Right? That's how we are. Leviticus 25, verse 36. I know my examples be a little extreme, but that's what you remember. Go ahead. 25:36. Yes.
Take thou no usury of him or increase, but fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury.
That's right. What about anything else?
Nor lend him thy victuals for increase.
That's right, because he never going to be able to come out of that poor condition. If he got to pay you back more than what you gave him, like, what type of person are you? Right? So this is what the Lord has commanded us. Deuteronomy 23:19. We're going to run through these pretty quick. 23:19. It's just some of them, just dealing with money. Deuteronomy 23, verse 19. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother. Usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. Unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury.
Yes.
But unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury. That the Lord thy God may bless thee in all that thou settest thine hand to thy hand to in the land whither thou goest to possess.
See, we always want the blessing, but we don't want the struggle that come before the blessing. But we don't want to do what it takes in order to attain the blessing. Right? He said, if you do this is one of the ways the Lord is going to bless everything you do. Right? Leviticus 19:13. Leviticus 19:13. Hearken to the scripture.
Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor,
Mm.
neither rob him.
Remember, because you can become vain to the Lord through robbery, right? That's what he was talking to them in the city about. He said, don't defraud your neighbor, don't cheat him, right? Go ahead.
The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning.
See, that's defraud. So if you want to be a business owner, you gotta be claim you keep the Torah. If you're not doing this, you're not keeping the Torah. You gotta pay your people daily, because you know our Lord said, don't learn the ways of the heathen. Right? He said, thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with you all night until the morning. That's good. Ezekiel 22. See, these ways we don't pick up from the society we in. It's none is normal. And that's what Israel was doing pretty much since they set up their first king. Might have had a few years in there where it wasn't like this, but largely the Lord was always condemning Israel for oppressing, robbing, stealing, shedding blood, right? Not loving the fathers and the widow, perverting judgment, right? See, these type of things, social issues that the Lord is dealing with Israel with. Verse 12. Go ahead.
Indeed, have they taken gifts to shed blood?
Look, the Lord see that. And Israel and you, they don't take, the leaders don't take gifts to shed blood.
Thou hast taken usury and increase.
See, that's equal with shedding blood. You have taken a gift. You have taken usury and increase, and
thou hast greedily gained of thy neighbors by extortion.
By extorting their neighbor. You have greedily gained, and you ain't gained justly and rightly. You done gained by defrauding, beating and cheating and scamming and scheming. This is how you come up and you think you something. And now your heart lifted up. But the Lord see it. He condemned you. Come on.
And has forgotten me.
See, look at that. Go hand in hand. Go hand in hand. Go ahead, read again. Verse 12 over.
And thee have they taken gifts to shed blood. Thou hast taken usury and increase. And thou hast greedily gained of thy neighbors by extortion. And hast forgotten me, saith the Lord God.
That's right. Back up to the 18th chapter of Ezekiel. We're going to start at verse 15. Alright, we'll start at verse 12. The Lord is going to tell us who's going to live. Because we're interested in living and not dying, right? Well, look, watch what he's going to run down to the people. Go ahead.
12.
Yes.
Had oppressed the poor and needy, had spoiled by violence, had not restored the pledge, and had lifted up his eyes to idols, had committed abominations, had given forth upon usury, and had taken increase. Shall he then live?
That's the question. Lord is asking you. You got a man, he done oppressed the poor and needy, right? He done spoiled by violence. He haven't restored the pledge. He lifted up his eyes to idols, has committed abominations, has given forth his money upon usury, and have taken increase. Shall this man live? Go ahead.
He shall not live.
What?
He shall not live.
You know what? Why we reading this? Because in society today, this is normal and righteous. And it's been going on for a long time, and it's always been condemned by God, and he called his people out of this foolishness. You let the nations do this, because they the ones going to get taken down. But go ahead.
He had done all these abominations.
See, the Lord called these abominations. So you got a job, you got a business established, and you ain't paying your man daily. That's an abomination. See, that's minute to you. But it's part of the covenant also. You want your business to be blessed, but you getting gain unjustly. So what he says, it's only a matter of time before they come back. It's not right in my sight. I'm not going to keep allowing that to happen. Go ahead.
He shall surely die. His blood shall be upon him.
Hold on. What?
He shall surely die.
Surely. That's a positive word. Positively, right? Most definitely.
Certainly.
For certain. He's going to die. His blood shall be upon him. Go ahead.
Now lo, if he beget a son, that seeth all his father's sins which he had done, and consider it, and do it not such like, that had not eaten upon the mountains, neither had lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, had not defiled his neighbor's wife, neither had oppressed any, had not withholden the pledge, neither had spoiled by violence, but have given his bread to the hungry.
Look at that. See, this is the opposite of getting unjust gain, of oppression and exploiting and defrauding your neighbor. Have given his what?
Bread to the hungry.
And
hath covered the naked with the garment.
This costs you something. It might not cost you much money, but it costs you to be better than who you are, naturally. So you start to take on God's characteristics. He take care of it. He used vessels and people to do his good too. But what he's telling you, you can't be this person right here and get gain unjustly. Exploit the people, rob your neighbor. You can't be them both. Alright? Go ahead. See, that's why people gonna be here, they try to give to charity. You done stole all this money all year, and you want to give it to charity, because you know you're just going to recoup it. It's just a front. Alright? Can't be on both. Go ahead.
17. That had taken off his hand from the poor, that had not received usury nor increase, had executed my judgments, had walked in my statutes.
Yes.
He shall not die for the iniquity of his father.
That's right. His father's sin going to be upon him. Come on.
He shall surely live.
That's who's going to live. The one who do it justly, right? The one who gives bread to the hungry. See, this economics in God's system. This is how it look. See, God's body, God's government. The body of Christ is God's government. We need leaders. This is how it looks. All you have to do is go to Acts the 4th chapter. You're going to get a good look at it. This is righteous. Some people had more, some people had less. Everybody sold their possessions so that nobody will lack. One man may have a household of 8, one man may have a household of 2. Right? Of course, we're going to need a different amount for those 2 households. But the point is, nobody will be without. Don't look at how much the household of 8 get versus the household of 2. Look at the fact that nobody will be without. See, God showed us this again in Exodus 16th chapter when he rained manna down from heaven. So he was the one raining the manna, so Israel be eating. He knows some people had 10 in the house, some had 5. But he had to tell them, don't look at every man gather according to your eating or according to the number that's in your house. That way it's even across the board, even though one house got more with 10 and one house got less with 5. The point is, nobody's without. Everybody's taken care of. Right? So that's how you need to be. So when we're establishing the body, the government of God, right, that's what they did in Acts. That's why it was prosperous. Until, you got some wicked people anyway. Going to the 5th chapter, you're going to see the husband and wife, they want to defraud or cheat or scheme, right? God dealt with them. Right? But when it's done right, it's a beautiful thing. Now, you know what we can do? We can serve God. Right? Because you may make more, you helping somebody with less. They don't have to be stressed in oppression. So you relieving them from oppression. Right? That's what God did. You relieve them from a certain amount of bondage. Right? So that's pleasing to God. Now we can focus on serving God there. I don't have to worry about, man, I gotta get up in 2 hours and just lay down 2 hours ago. You know. I'm gonna try to listen to a lesson on my way. Listen. It's hard that way. But the Lord was trying to show us you could ever get to the point, but the only way is everybody gotta be on the same accord. That's the only way. And that's the point of the law. I'm trying to teach you. Get everybody on the same accord so we can take care of our own, so we don't have to worry about somebody trying to beat, cheat, and scheme so we can get free. Because the only way you're going to serve God is if you're free. Be oppressed. That's why he liberated them in Egypt. They couldn't serve them in Egypt. They're under the bondage of the Egyptians. And that's why it's hard for us to serve them here. We're under the bondage of, we're still in Babylon. Right? But he gave us the game plan. We just don't have enough. We just ain't made it there yet. You know what I'm saying? Let's just clean it up. We just ain't made it there yet, right? So that's because we haven't been listening. The apostles, the prophets, they've been giving us good teaching and warning when it comes to money and gain, right? So let's go real quick. A couple more places before I get out of here. Proverbs. Proverbs 22, 27. No, we're just getting a couple of godly principles to help us out. But remember, it's set up on oppression. It's going to rob you. Well, look what the Lord is telling you. Let's tell you what verse? 27? 26, but yeah, let's do 26. We'll read into it. Go ahead.
Be not thou one of them that strike hands, or them that are sureties for debts.
That's right.
If thou hast nothing to pay, why should he take away thy bed from under thee?
That's right. You can't sleep. You in so much debt. But you really don't have to have it. You want it. So you go out. You ain't got the money to pay for it, so you go out and get you a little loan. But the Lord is like, if you ain't got the money to pay, don't go get it. Why should you take away your sleep? Cause yourself extra worry and problems when a household is already struggling. It only can take so much. One man loses his job, your household on the verge of breaking. Because you know more than half marriages fail because of money.
Right.
That's what the system is created for. Coming back to get my stuff, I gave it. So if thou has nothing to pay, this is a good biblical principle. If you don't have no money, what? Don't get it. If thou has nothing to pay, why should you take away thy bed from under? See, we don't believe this. You think just when we got the job, we good. I can afford it. Well, pay for it, man. Now I know we gotta get houses and cars. Well, that's a lot of extra stuff that you don't have to have, which the Lord is trying to tell you about. Alright? So, that's one thing. Let's go, 2 Peter 2. Right? You know, the man told you, I forgot to put this one in there, but he's saying, basically, a wicked man borrows and don't pay back. See, that's big on Israel. Israel's here. If we'll borrow and we don't pay back, just because you borrow from your friend or your cousin or your mama, you don't pay it back because of how close you are in a relationship. No, the Bible calls that a wicked man. It says a wicked man borrow and don't pay it back. See, that's why your credit bad. We done been borrowed and we ain't paying that back. Huh? It's too much. They cheating. Right? But Israel had listened to the biblical principles. We all had grade A credit around here. Right? See, it's dangerous when we don't know. We ain't got the knowledge. We subject to whatever comes our way. 2 Peter 2. Just give me verse 3. Go ahead.
And through covetousness
what happened?
shall they with vain words make merchandise of you.
That's what's happening to us. Everything we see, we want. You can't even turn on the TV without them trying to sell you something. Sell you something, which they got a person that's the one that's promoting the object. Right? Look what we talking to Israel too. You want to sell something with Israel face on it, they're going to make merchandise out of you. So you ain't going to have no time for God. This is where your focus at. Peter's warning. They're going to make merchandise out of you, but how? Through covetousness. See, when he told you don't covet in the commandments, it was for a reason. It'll take you away. Come on.
Whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not.
That's good. Let's back up real quick. 1 Timothy 6. Verse 5. 1 Timothy 6. Verse 5. Go ahead.
Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds,
Mm-hmm.
and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness.
That's where we at in the world. Gain is God. What you want me to do?
From such, withdraw thyself.
Withdraw yourself from that type of person. Go ahead.
But godliness,
With what?
contentment, is great gain.
That's the truth. Being content with whatever He's blessed you with. First of all, He said, what? Godliness. That's the key. Then you add contentment. You done gained greatly. Go ahead.
7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content.
See, that's what, if you got this type of mentality, that $40,000 job gonna work for you. You're gonna make it work. Versus that 100,000. Go ahead.
But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare.
Look, and you ain't talking about you just gotta, be rich, but you chasing out, you hunting riches down. You seeking that mammon and that wealth. He said, if that's your mentality, be careful, because a lot of people that go that route fall into temptation and a snare. That's a trap. The trap has been set, in other words. Go ahead.
And into many foolish and hurtful lusts.
That's covet. We're right back at covetous. In desire. He said into many foolish, hurtful lusts. You don't even have to have it. And hurtful lusts. Which do what?
Drown men in destruction and perdition.
Which drown men. You know how it is when you drowning? You can't breathe. The only thing you want is air. Huh? See, that's how these traps are set up. To overcome you. Till you destroy it. Go ahead.
10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
That's the truth. That's why man defraud his neighbor. That's why you oppress and extort and steal. That's why you don't pay when it's time to pay. Because you love money. But what he say? That's the beginning. That's the root. That's the source of all this. So you want to clean out your mind. You want to get right. Start here. That's the source. You want to get rid of the problem? Go to the source. He said the love of money is the root of some evil.
All evil.
Most.
All.
That's a big statement. Right? The love of money is the root of all evil. Go ahead.
Which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith.
Look at that. Time and time again, it's the same thing in different words. Right? The love or the chasing after the money is going to cause you the error. The faith. It's going to drain you. It's going to trap you. You can't serve God and mammon. Right? You can't do a love one more than the other. It's the constant message or the constant theme that they are always warning us against. Every man is going to see this in his lifetime. So that's why he's warning us to the magnitude that he is in so many different places about this. So I don't want you to be taken away. Number one thing, once again, money, riches, and wealth. The misuse and the abuse of it, the love for it, is going to, first of all, take you away from God. And you know what happens when he take you when you take it away from God, you're in a state of hell. He say hell has enlarged itself. See, we've been in hell so long, we think it's normal. We can't recognize it. It's normal. But that's not how it's supposed to be, especially for a servant of God. Right? Go ahead.
Have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
That's big. That's big. Error from the faith. Look, you've done it to yourself. You've done it to yourself. Last place, I'll wrap it up. Luke 21. The warnings are here. Luke 21, verse 34. Seek the kingdom first. That's the point out of this. Luke 21, verse 34. Harken to the scripture.
And take heed to yourselves.
For what?
Lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with society and drunkenness, and cares of this life.
Look, this don't mean you come into the truth and you got it made.
Right.
See, my thing is, what I've learned about us in the truth, the ones that been in it the longest are in the most danger.
Right.
Because it's the C word. It's got complacency, comfortable, right? See, once this set in, you think you got it made. See, now you know what? You let your guard down a little bit. I've been waiting on you. He said he can wait. He a spirit, he don't die. He don't get tired. I'm just saying, he an enemy. Like if if I knew I didn't get tired, if I didn't die, get tired, I could wait. So you only got 40, 50 years. You know what I'm saying? I got 5,000. You know, I'm good. So your 40, 50, you're like 5 minutes to me. So you done resisted 20 years in the game, right? Now all of a sudden you get tired and weak, you done got comfortable. Take heed. Lest, you know what I said, lest at any time, right? Your heart, your mind be overcharged, overtaken. Crafty, it's a crafty word. Reciprocating, once again, it's like hoarding up money, riches, whatever, and drunkenness, and
cares of this life.
See, that's what gets us every day. Every day, the cares of this life. This is a reason for most of your sorrows. Most of your depression comes from the cares of this world. It's overtaking you. And you better take heed, lest it keeps going.
Right.
You need intervention. You better get in this book. Right? Nobody's going to stop you, but that's why I tell you, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, he walking like a roaring lion. He's looking to devour you. Man wanted to get at Job.
Right.
See, it's a hierarchy to this demon thing. You know why Satan came in Job? Why ain't seen one of the little demons? Okay. Because Job was a perfect, upright man. You know, and the Bible said there wasn't none like him in the earth. Say feared God, and he hated evil. So Satan got at him himself. You know, the Lord let him do it. But it wasn't one of them little fallen angels. It was the chief of the fallen angels. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, my point I'm trying to make is, the longer you in this walk, the stronger you think you're getting, be ready, be aware, because while you weak, one of them little low angels might can get at you. But the stronger you become, you better watch out for the king of them fallen angels. Right? So you always need that word to guard you. Now, that's your protection. Spirit of God gotta fight the spirit, the evil spirits are. That's it. If you don't have no spirit of God in you, that's how you get overcome, that's how you get possessed. Right? Because they strong, they're the strong man, they strong possessors. And the thing about it is, once they possess you, if ain't no word, that's when you can't get rid of them. So Romans the 7th chapter, when Paul said, when I would do good, he said, I can't. Evil is always there. Because that demon has possessed you. So we got to gird ourselves up constantly in this walk. Ain't no time to be comfortable. Because the man is warned, take heed that lest at any time your heart be overcharged with suffocation, with drunkenness, the cares of this life, and
so that day come upon you unawares.
The day of the Lord or the end of your life. You don't want to die in your sin. Right? Go ahead.
For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth.
Go ahead.
Watch ye therefore.
And do what?
Pray always.
See? Watch therefore, pray always.
That ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man.
So I hope we got some understanding in Jesus' name. I thank you for your time. Amen.